Alright fellas, it is not a no-brainer to anyone who plays Madden Ultimate Team that one of the, we'll say, worst changes over the last few years has really just been the store and how expensive everything has gotten and how bad just general pack odds have truly fallen. Comparing back to older Maddens, as far back as like Madden 22, Madden 23, over the last 2 years specifically, the store and the special offers have just gotten to I guess a point where it's not even fun. Well, at the end of the day, we all know EA is a business. They are with the intention of making money. I think they're doing it in the wrong manner, and that is exactly what we are going to talk about today. Drop a like, subscribe if you guys are new to the second channel, and now that we got that all out of the way, let's hop into it. Also, do want to toss this in here. I am currently away for the weekend. I'll be back. I mean, I guess your normally scheduled videos for me on the main and the second channel, probably tomorrow. I think this is the Sunday night video on the second channel, so just bear with me, but this was a video I wanted to, I guess, make because I've been talking about this a lot in bits and pieces over the last, I will just say 2 weeks specifically on this second channel, and it really is just like, what is going on? Because in my personal opinion, and I am just one person who has my own opinion, I think EA is monetizing this game just all wrong. Now, again, we do have to remember that Electronic Arts is a business first. They, make money off us. They make money off video games. We have to understand that we, at the end of the day, yes, we are gamers, but we're also consumers, right? They want to make money off us, and they want to make as much money as possible. And once we can kind of look past that, which, I get it, we can start having a conversation of like, okay, I'm willing to spend money or I'm not willing to spend money, but even if you are willing to spend money, you're just doing it wrong. And I really do believe that EA would make more money if they just did things a little bit differently. I got two big things for them. Number one, and we'll talk about both of them, is the store in general. Too expensive, odds aren't good enough, and the actual, other packs are just not rewarding. And then number two, field passes. We all know that Fortnite kind of created this battle pass system, and ever since then, every single video game I have played, whether it's Clash of Clans, Madden, 2K, Pokemon Go, literally any game that I have played has incorporated some version of a battle pass. And I think EA is a little bit behind on that. Yes, we have seasonal field passes. We also have our promo field passes, which are great, but they're monetizing those wrong, and we'll get to it. Now, starting in the store, right now, I mean, I'm recording this video, it's Tuesday morning, I'm about to go live at some point in this afternoon. The Darius Slay stuff hasn't gone live yet, I don't know what that's going to look like, but we really have, the Sugar Rush stuff right now, and I think it's safe to say that the Sugar Rush packs in general were too expensive, and the odds were not very good. Now, people will spend, because that's just what we do in this game, I get it, but I truly do believe that if they made the packs a little bit cheaper, they can keep their stupid step-up offers if they want. I get it, the step-up offers, it's a good concept for EA, not for the consumers, but I will continue to stand on the point that I think it's just too expensive, and if they want to have expensive packs, okay, but the value needs to be there. If EA took the approach of trying to approach the mass audiences when it comes to the store rather than those of us who can casually drop 150 on a given Tuesday, I actually think they would convert more people to spend money in their game more frequently, but they also would get more people to spend who are already spending. You can keep the expensive packs, and it kind of is, nailing 2 points with one stone here. You can keep the $150 step-up offers, okay, but outside of that, we got to have a $20, a $10, a $5 pack that also incorporate good value. Everyone, I think, who plays Ultimate Team, for the most part, wants to open up packs. But over the last few years, it just hasn't been a thing that the regular Madden player can do and not feel like they're getting royally taxed or just not good odds. And so there is definitely a balance where EA can make, I would argue, more money, but also increase what the consumer is getting in return. Right now, if we were looking at a little graph here, and I have a business degree, I took all of those business classes, the equilibrium is not there, right? We are very, very much in favor of the supplier. Now, the demand is still there, obviously. They wouldn't be really going balls to the wall with this if the demand wasn't reaching numbers that EA wants them to reach. But I would sit here and argue, and yes, you're asking them to change a system that is obviously working. If it wasn't working, we wouldn't have a store that looks like this. I mean, out of all of my featured packs on the main screen, as soon as you click into the store, we have 1 set of step-up offers, 2 set of step-up offers, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 out of, I mean, like 15, 12 packs are step-ups. Obviously, the model works. They're making money. And I'm not even saying get rid of I hate step-up offers. I've hated them since the day EA introduced them. I think they are stupid. But clearly they're making the money. And so they don't have to get rid of that. But I do think they could make the step-up offers actually appeal to a more general audience. I will continue to stand on this point, and I will continue to think that if you give us better packs, more people will spend. Cheaper, better packs. Now, the other side of that coin is the in-game currencies, whether it's the carrots or the training or the coins. None of these packs are good. And it's just, it's obvious, right? Training store hasn't been good since Madden 22, 23, and it's just, like, so brutal. Just, like, it's so frustrating. I don't want to go into this, but training, coin, and even, like, just special currencies are not good. They don't mean anything anymore, and it's an absolute joke. If EA wanted to kind of even not like introduce people to spending money in their game, because it sounds wrong to say it that way, but if they all packs in the store, and I'm saying this like, oh, you know, like, that's what I want. I genuinely believe if we had better packs across the board, whether it be our training packs, whether it be our coin packs, whether it be our special currency packs, I believe it would encourage people to spend more money because the retention rate on your game is going to remain higher. People like to open up packs. People like to collect cards. They like to, like, it's trading cards, playing with your players on a football field. Like, what isn't there to like about Ultimate Team? But they're taxing people out of half of the battle, which is opening up packs. I believe that if you can get better packs for the general masses, so coin, training, carrot, and whatever special currency we have, you push those, you bring up, retention, you bring more players to your game day in and day out, and then in turn, with more people on your game, in theory, if you have more enticing and cheaper and just better offers, special offers don't need to be cheaper. I am fine with having a $20 pack and a $150 step-up offer where like every Saturday we get like one $15 to $10 offer that's really good. If that's the model that they think works for them, okay. Make the step-ups better. Make them actually worth the $150. Make the 2 cards for $20. Like, come on. The value is whatever. If you get more people on your game, and I'm telling you, if EA was just to drop training variety packs and actually make them good for a weekend, do you know how many people would reinstall Madden in April? Like, think about that. We're getting to golden ticket time. Golden tickets, you pull golden tickets out of training packs, but you also drop like a $15, 30% chance to pull a GT pack. Do you know how many people would open that up because they're already having a really good chance to pull GTs for free? I'm telling you, the retention would skyrocket. Now, obviously, there's no real competition for EA to look at when it comes to football video games, but you go and you look at whether it's Twitch viewership or YouTube viewership across the other sport games, and obviously, like, the NFL season and Madden cycle is approaching its end. MLB dominating. It makes sense. Big game just dropped. 2K has really 2 game modes, so you split it in half for my team. I think Madden's winning. College football, okay, Madden's winning, but they've had a massive drop-off from MLB. Now, I don't play MLB. I don't know how their packs work in that game. I don't know how monetization works in the game, to be honest with you. But I'm telling you, if you gave us good store packs, and I mean store packs, I mean free currency in-game store packs, you have the odds just be decent, okay, just fun, so people don't feel like they're getting royally screwed. 1 out of 4 people can pull something good out of training packs. You spend enough training, you don't lose everything. Okay. I'm telling you, word of mouth goes a long way. I would sit up here and I would spam get on Madden, we have good packs. I'm sure your favorite content creators, for the most part, would do the exact same thing. Get on everyone's timeline, everyone's recommendations, and people would log back into your game. Player retention has to be the second most important thing besides how much money they're making. And with less players playing and with bad pack odds, and bad expensive packs that just the general Madden player, like, I'm not spending $150 in April. I spent it in March, but I'm not doing it in April. It's frustrating to see because I'm telling you they could make so much more money. Now, number 2 is battle passes and field passes in general. I am a big fan of field passes. I think getting rewarded for grinding the game is sweet. And I am somebody who would spend an extra $5 to $10 every single Thursday promo for a premium field pass. $10 every 2 weeks for even more rewards, and typically the field pass rewards are very good. Now, the way these battle passes work in other games that I play, whether it's Clash of Clans or Pokemon Go is actually like the best example, and maybe this is a different video for another day. They got bought out by private equity, and private equity, came in and completely restructured the monetization strategy for that game specifically. And I've been playing the game pretty consistent for the last, we'll say like 8 years. I've been playing that game for a minute, bro. 8 years. This is the best I've ever seen the game look when it comes to free-to-play aspect as well as money spending aspect, and you don't have to spend a lot to get the top tier rewards. Every 2 weeks, a premium battle pass on top of the free battle pass for specific promos would be a great way for EA to make extra money. And if they're making extra money on additional monetization strategies, I think they could then refocus the store onto retention and getting players back on the game by having training good. Right now, the real only way EA is making money is off these packs, and that's fine, all right? But I think that if they spread it out a little bit, I'm telling you, I think they would end up making more. You keep the store a little bit cheaper. You make coin packs and training packs actually mean something to get people back on your game. And then every week or 2 weeks, you drop this premium battle pass that is extremely rewarding on top of what we're used to with the free track. I'm telling you, you would make so much money. I don't know what the numbers look like from like the Zero Chill Premium Field Pass, but they dropped one of those and it was actually good on top of the free track. You got most of the good stuff in the free track. You got the free Taylor Maze and I guess a bunch of extra like gifts. But on the premium track, you got a free random champion at the end, which is cool, as well as just a bunch of just snow currency and extra presents. And if I remember correctly, thinking back to like all the way back at the beginning of the year, we had this like doc, or was it a blog or a doc, whatever it was. They were telling us we're gonna have more premium battle passes, and I was like, okay, I'm here for that. Premium battle pass is not a negative term. It means we're gonna get even more rewards if you want to spend like $5 to $10. Which, hey, the last time I checked, I'm spending $25 for 2 cards. I'll spend $10 every 2 weeks in a heartbeat. EA, you'll get me for $400 a year on promo field passes, straight up. And I think they would get a lot of us who are less encouraged to spend on just bad packs than guaranteed rewards. And if they do that and they make more, and this would be a new thing for them. Like, they dropped the event pass, which is cool, and it's a premium version, but it's $25, and it's kind of annoying to level up. And the rewards don't kind of equivalent out to $20 worth. You know, like this is tax, $28. They're monetizing this game all wrong. You go look at the most successful games of the last, we'll say, 5 years, and I think it's safe to say it's Fortnite. How does Fortnite make money? Battle Pass. They have their skins. Maybe they make a lot of skins, but they make a ton off their premium field passes. So much that they've dropped like 4 extra premium field passes. And you can still get the free track and still level it up and still get some good stuff in there. But the premium field pass for like $10, it would allow EA to do other things in the store. Now, the other side of this conversation is, well, you know, they can drop the premium field pass and leave the store as is and make even more money. And yeah, that's where corporate greed kind of steps in. And so I'm sitting here giving them the benefit of the doubt. I totally understand. They could drop more field passes and, you know, give us like $10 every 2 weeks for a premium field pass, as well as this just standard rewards, which right now, guys, promo field passes aren't very good. They just aren't. You're getting some tokens to upgrade some free cards, but like in old promos, you used to be able to upgrade the free cards for free without leveling up a field pass. Now you have to upgrade the field pass and you get like 30,000 coins. The rewards aren't good. right? You can maybe get a 95 plus overall B&D that you're selling for 30,000 training, which is one mystery pack. It's not good. The concept of corporate greed, though, does come in. We're like, well, then they could just come here and just tax on both things. If they did that, technically, but from every other game I've played, and I know it's not EA games, it kind of went in the opposite direction. They're focusing on what the player base wants. What we want, I would say, are ways to feel rewarded without getting royally taxed in the store. At least that's one thing I would want. Just cool features in the game, things to do outside of playing gameplay. We all know Madden gameplay is extremely fluky. And, you know, up player retention that way. And from every other game that I have played, they've taken the approach of, all right, we're going to do these battle passes, these, you know, tokens or these tickets, and it'll be like $5, $10. Your average person can afford that every week or 2 weeks. And then we're going to really focus in on getting more players on our game, making the game as fun as possible. We'll still have our normal monetization things, whether it's, you know, it's Clash of Clans. You can always buy gold or gems or whatever, and then Pokemon Go, you can always buy like extra raid passes or Pokemon storage or Pokeballs. And Madden, that could be our standard store right here. And then you could come over here into training, and this could really be where you focus on player retention. It just really feels like EA is monetizing this game all wrong, just throwing all of their marbles into the actual store. But if they spreaded them out a little bit and just made it actually rewarding, I'm telling you guys, it doesn't make sense. They could make so much more money. And at the end of the day, I am well aware that is what they want to do. I'm sure there are people at EA, the devs, you know, who love Madden, who love football, who genuinely care about this product. I know there are people at that company who work on this game on a day-to-day basis who feel about that. This is not for them. This is not a decision for them. It's for the guys above them, your managers, your execs, who, quite frank, let's be honest, you know, these are people's dads, grandparents. Do you think they're logging into MUT? No. They care about a check. They want to see how much money they're making. And so it makes sense they don't fully understand. But I'm telling you, I don't think there's no way this video gets there. This is a second channel video, you know, on a Sunday night. But they're missing out on so much money. The last little idea I had, and I don't think I like this, and maybe I do, but the concept of ultimate upgrades was really cool. For those who missed out on that, and maybe this is something we see like in another Madden, it was really weird. It was like a pump and dump from them where they added in these special offers where you guys could upgrade older players up to like a 95, and those cards ended up being really, really good. This is also like when they brought the seasonal ability buckets, and it was a fun time. Like, I thought the concept was great. It was like $20 to upgrade one player, which I did not like that. I think in this, I don't know if this is like a FIFA thing or like what other game does this, but if you bring the concept of like Evos or Evolutions, very similar to Ultimate Upgrades, where you do like an unholy amount of grinding to get specific tokens to take any, I mean, we could say upgradable eligible players up to the current champion overall. They don't have to have like the greatest ability stacks, but you know, they can have seasonal buckets and just it allows us to use our favorite players more often and make that a thing. But then also on the flip side, just if you don't want to do the grinding, you can spend $20 and take your Chris Jenkins Jr. up to a 95 or 97. I think they would make so much money off that. Like, I'm telling you guys, Ultimate Upgrades as a concept was sweet. Clearly, they wanted to make a quick buck off it, and they did, right? They got all of us on the Jalen Milrose of the world. But if they just brought this concept back, and they gave us the free-to-play option, which, listen, I don't know. I don't know if this is ever going to return, but this is something they brought. It was really weird for like 2 weeks, and they pulled it away immediately. Didn't say anything. You bring this concept back. Whether it's this game, next year, the year after, you bring this concept back. You make us do, let's just say, 15 hours of grinding to max out one of these cards. Seems a lot, but it seems fair. Or you toss in $20 and you fully upgrade them. It's the best of both worlds. And I'm telling you again, if there's one thing you take away from this video, It's that if they focused on player retention and also spreading the wealth on how they made money, I think they would end up making more money, but at the same time meet that equilibrium of where player retention and just general player satisfaction. You're not gonna please everybody. Like, come on. There are 17 other things I don't like in this game, you know. But the big one is the store. We're a trading card game at the end of the day. I think we're losing that. We're losing the feature to open up packs. People want that. They don't want to feel like they're getting just scammed. For sure not. And I think they can bring the median ground closer on players' company. I think they can meet that median, but I also think if they just make like 3 changes, store, field passes, ultimate upgrades, you can find that equilibrium, and obviously not everyone's going to be happy, but you can raise your money. You can make more. I'm telling you guys. Now, the last thing I'll say, listen, again, I kind of mentioned it, but with all the step-up offers, like, they're clearly making plenty, right? At the end of the day, you know, EA sold for how many billions? Like, it's a very well-valued, well-established company. But I'm telling you, you can make so much more money. That's it. Have a great rest of your night. I love you guys, and until later, peace. I'll catch you boys back here later.